Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Lucia at Lushspaces. And I was just thinking, I was just outside in the garden and thinking I might actually take you around, maybe show you what I'm planning on doing. It is now just mid-September and obviously I started preparing for next season, so as you could see, starting sowing hardy annuals and biennials and also preparing for next spring and early summer. So I have enough blooms and flowers, hopefully enough evergreen plants and stuff for bouquets and for bunches of flowers. So I just went plant shopping, got some plants that I want to show you as well, and yeah, I just thought giving you a little bit of a tour of the garden in its current state. So in that case, we can all see the progress and see how I'm doing, and also it will keep me accountable, so I hope you will enjoy it. And yeah, excuse the mess. As you all know, I'm a garden designer and I really try to keep the garden as kind of messy, as you can call it, as possible, to obviously create as much habitat as for as much wildlife as possible. So it might not look very manicured or maybe pleasing to some people, but for me there is a huge value to it. So, and obviously it's lower maintenance, so who can complain? Anyways, let me turn you around and I'll show you the garden. Obviously can't miss Feather, can't leave him out of the videos. He's always out here with me, so if you hear sniffing or barking or just loud noises, most likely it's him. He's just been rolling around here in the grass. So as you can see, because we had very dry summer, then suddenly we had like a week or two of rain and the grass literally just came back from this. So during the summer it was all yellow, brown, it looked dead, and suddenly we had a little bit of rain and it just started to grow like crazy. So I haven't mowed the grass yet. I'm not sure whether I will or not. I'm still deciding, because obviously there is a lot of creepy crawlies that are hiding in there, so I might just leave it as it is. Yeah, I mean it's better for him as well. He doesn't get so dirty when it's muddy out here, and he loves eating the grass. So yeah, again, very low maintenance. So gosh, where do I start? So this is kind of like the east facing part of the garden. So we have some wild rose there, which has a lot of rose hips now, so I will be able to use these now in like autumn and winter wreaths and arrangements. And obviously it also provides a lot of food for the birds and wildlife, so I'm keeping that. This is my very poor kind of shady border, which obviously is very overgrown, but everything will be looking much better, I promise. Just a little seating area there, and we have this alcuba and ivy and apple tree hedge at the back. An old barbecue which we don't use anymore, with few dahlias. I was growing dahlias for the very first time this year, actually. I have to say I got about 30 tubers, most of them actually sprouted very well. They've been literally harassed by the slugs and snails this year, so I had to kind of find ways of putting them up. That's why they're up on this, so the slugs don't get into it, and then they were just growing very poorly. Yeah, most of them, as I said, actually sprouted. Take this out. Not all of them flowered though. I have few blooms, but hopefully next year I will do it properly, so this was kind of like a learning curve as well. And this just shows you as well, like, I'm a garden designer, I do not know everything, and obviously being busy with work and life in general, you don't have time for everything all the time. Yeah. And just back to the dahlias, I got the tubers from Sarah Raven, so I got 30 different varieties, because I just wanted to see which one I like the best, which ones obviously are the best, but yeah, I'll just need to find a way to deal with the slugs and snails in an organic way. That's why I wasn't using pellets. I don't want to kill them. I just want to deter them, so I was doing as much as I could, and I do have few flowering, which I will show you in a second, but obviously some of them didn't really like it. These are just my 2 big IKEA bags with some compost that I put in. I will need to turn it soon. I do not have a big compost bin. I only have these, which for now was enough for me. This is just a shed. Again, we are renting this property, so we're not doing much to it. And then I have some pots and wheelbarrow and everything there at the back behind it. A huge Fatsia japonica with some ivy, which is just starting to bloom now, which is gonna be so nice. Obviously very good for wildlife, isn't it so beautiful? But again, I'm gonna use those, the foliage and also the flowers, obviously, for the bouquets as well. Lawnmower. These I wanted to plant up with some nice ferns and maybe put some logs out to get more wildlife friendly. So I'm hoping to get a hedgehog in our garden. That is like my dream. That's why I'm also not trying to touch the ground too much and move stuff, and obviously I don't really want to rake too much. Yeah, I would love to have a hedgehog as a little pet. If you guys, obviously I'm kind of starting as a proper flower grower now, so this is a huge learning curve. I have loads to learn. Obviously I do know a lot of plants because of my plant knowledge from the garden design industry, obviously, and I do know a lot of things when it comes to horticulture, agriculture and stuff, but not everything, and there's so many things to learn. So if you ever have any ideas for me, any good tips, please just keep them coming. So what did I miss? What do we have? Hydrangea here, New Zealand flags, which is huge. I might need to trim this down from inside. I keep getting the old leaves trimmed, but obviously just keeps growing. And yeah, this is a rented property, so all of these plants, I mean most of the big established plants were already here, and yeah, we cannot really move them. So as much as maybe I would like if it was my garden, most likely it would look different, but hey ho. Anyways, we have some bee balms, some hydrangea here, and it was a very bad year for hydrangeas this year, because unless you kept pouring a lot of water on them, they did get very dry. This is a pink one, and in autumn it gets this lovely color, so it's like greenish, kind of burgundy color, and I'm still thinking whether I should cut those and use them in wreaths or arrangements, or whether I should let it dry, but most likely I will cut it. Because what I used to do with hydrangeas is that I used to let them dry out. I mean, I do have some dried ones that I can then obviously spray with silver or gold color for Christmas, and then I used to put them in arrangements for winter and for Christmas, or just put them like in Christmas tree. Looks really nice. So yeah, I might use these. Some aster. I mean, ever since also we have the dog, ever since we have Feather, he does pee in the garden, and he's got his spots, which you probably can see. Obviously the acidity of his urine. Sorry about talking about such glamorous stuff, but yeah, it affects the plants. Yeah, I don't mind. We replace the plants, whatever we want to. Keep him happy anyway, so I'm not gonna refrain him from going around the garden and enjoying it. Some lovely wild garlic here, which is gonna be also nice in arrangement. We have a lot of green alkanet around, which is really good for pollinators, so that's why I didn't really do anything with it. These were pots with baskets with sweet pea earlier this year, and then I took them out and I planted some dahlias in, which again, just slugs and snails have been added. Lobelia, which is still flowering, so I'm not gonna pull it out. Most likely I will let it self-seed, but yeah, it could do with some attention. What else do we have in here? So this was the west facing side. Some pots. My spring flowering bulbs already started sprouting in here. So funny. I will need to put them up. But yeah, I was just keeping busy with other stuff. So this is my new friends. So today I went just to a garden center nearby, and I got some lovely convolvulus. This is convolvulus cneorum, which is evergreen. That's what I wanted, and it's got this lovely silvery foliage. It's a little bit, look at that shine. So it's got wet flowers like that, and obviously if it's not flowering, the foliage is so nice, so I want to use them in arrangements in bouquets. I think it's going to be really nice. Then I got some anemone. This one is Fantasy Jasmine, so beautiful. Again, I don't know how well they're doing as a cut flower, but I thought I might get few of them. Obviously they are very good for shade, so to brighten up, you know, a shady spot if you have in the garden. And yeah, I want to try them as a cut flower, see how they will hold. I will have to test some blooms, but they will be really nice for autumny, maybe even like wintry bouquets, like when it's very hard to actually get something blooming. These guys are very good, and they are such good plants. They keep flowering for months when there is not much in the garden. And their seed heads are also very beautiful. If you can see this. So these are the little blooms, how they open. And the seed heads are just like little dots on a stick, so they're really good as well. Just after they finish flowering, again, use them for texture and like more kind of architectural spin to the bouquets. Salvia, this is East Friesland, very similar to Caradonna, if you know it. So it's got spikes, purple spikes like that, so very similar, and it seems to have still a lot of flower heads, so hopefully I will still get good crop from this. And then the last but not least, I got Badlia, and this one is very dark black night. So it's like very, very dark purple, almost black. Again, still has some flower spikes. Buddleia is very good for pollinators. Like, obviously it's not called it's called butterfly bush for a reason. So it needs very sunny spots. I will have to see where exactly I'm gonna put it. I know it's not maybe the most common choice for cut flower, but I love it. And the fact that it's everywhere, it's very, very bee and butterfly friendly. So I wanted one, and this is a very nice color. What else do I have? Bit of Sanarium there. So again, very good for foliage, for winter, or just like brighten up. Again, shady spot in the gardens. Not very shady actually, because a little tip: any silvery or fluffy, hairy foliage requires sun. That is kind of a telltale that tells you it belongs in a sunny spot, but it will brighten up, you know, like darker corners as well. This is viburnum. It's Eve Price is the variety. It has nice leaves, so the foliage is nice, but last year it actually started flowering in November, so soon we will get nice flowers, and they're very fragrant, little pink flowers, very, very fragrant, and they keep throughout the winter. It's very good winter flowering shrub or tree. This is a tree, really. Some lovely lights pop on at night, and then we have some rosemary and some dyed lavender, which I will have to replace. This is my shame corner. These are some zinnias that have been devastated by the slugs and snails, and I also have some cuttings in there of a few different salvias and other evergreens, which I will see if they will actually take. Some rosemary cuttings, and these are foxgloves digitalis that I have sown, months ago actually. So I will have to actually pop these into, either put them up or actually plant them up in the garden. So I will have a nice crop next year in May, hopefully. And I have a lot of them in the front garden that have self-seeded, so I will have to prick them out and then obviously put them up. More rosemary and lavender. This is a lavender that died. I will have to get rid of it because I left it sitting in water when we went for holidays. A few cuttings here that I had. Chrysanthemum, lemon verbena. This is a very, very good herb for tea. Smells amazing. More lemon verbena, and then this is just a few of the dahlias. I don't think they will be flowering this year, but yeah, hey ho, I'll try it, and I will have to see whether I want to lift them up and take them inside for the winter, or whether I will leave them outside and obviously mulch them properly and make sure that they don't die over the winter. Few gladiolis, and I had a few flowers from these earlier this year, and they are purple color, very nice purple color. Eryngium or sea holly, I've already harvested few, and I actually am drying the seed heads, but they just keep coming. So soon I will chop this one off as well, and there's some more coming in as well, again for drying sunflowers. We have a lot of verbena that's self-seeded itself, so I'm just keeping them, letting nature be. More dahlias, and I might actually do a video on the dahlias and the varieties that I got, because as I said, I got 30 of them, and a lot of them got obviously eaten by slugs. I was struggling for a few first months actually. This is Cistus. It hasn't flowered yet this year, but it's pink. More asters that we just let self-seed, and more verbena. These are my seedlings that in the previous video I have been sowing the Higgledy garden seeds, and so these are the seedlings, and I think I might just do a separate video about these and how they germinated and everything. Front door, and a self-seeded verbena, and Trachospermon. This is an amazing climber. It smells amazing. Star jasmine, and it's evergreen, and then in autumn winter kind of turns its leaves into this lovely rusty red color. I have a lot of self-seeded plants in here, which I just leave. So this one's dahlia that has been flowering for some time now. Beautiful, spiky. This one is Dahlia Ambition, and it's got a lot of flower heads and buds as well, and I just keep deadheading it to keep it going. But it's got a lot of buds, so I will still have a lot of flowers out of this. Still a few of the zinnias that I planted. This was just like an experiment this year really, but they come really well. The fennel is self-seeding everywhere. Coreopsis, just last bloom, seems like. Another dahlia which is going to be flowering soon. And let me just see, this is Dahlia con Amore. So looking forward to these blooms. Some Achillea, just about to pop the color. This one is kind of like a burgundy dark pink color. Another dahlia here. Yeah, I don't know the varieties now. Hollyhocks, and they actually never flowered this year, but I will try to actually sow them directly, I think, onto the soil this year. Again, more self-seeded fennel, a lot of self-seeded asters and verbenas. Another pot with dahlia and lobelias, and we have this lovely shrub rose. Smells amazing. This one is a one that is open, beautiful, and this just keeps flowering for a very long time. Again, deadheading is the key. These are beds that I will have to kind of look into as well. In here I have chocolate cosmos, still keeps flowering, beautiful, so dainty, and it smells amazing. It smells of chocolate actually. So this is my boyfriend's one of his favorite flowers, so that's why I got it. A lot of asters, still a lot of Dianthus flowering. This one was Rudbeckia, really nice one. Hopefully it will self-seed as well, and now we'll have to harvest the seed as well. Little lemon tree, a lot of nasturtiums. This was a little vegetable bed, and obviously this is rocket and radish that has gone into flower, but the flowers are so nice, so I just keep them, and the bees love it. A lot of nasturtium, as I said. And then we have I got some fruit trees. I got 5 fruit trees this year, and we actually did get some apples, and they are so tasty, very sweet. Another bed self-seeded with nasturtium and aster, and also some lovely sunflower. I can't remember what variety was this, but it was like a dark, um, almost black color. It wasn't the common one. I'm not such a fan of the common yellow sunflower, but I will get it next year as well, obviously, for flower, for bouquets, and for arrangements. A lot of verbena. It's beautiful. This is such a worthy plant. It's self-seeding everywhere, and it just lasts forever, and it's really really nice, and wildlife just loves it. Another fennel. That's clematis, which I really like sitting here, and it's armandii. I won't go through the fruit trees obviously, but I do have 2 apples, plum, nectarine, and I think apricot and plum. Anyways, oregano, more achillea, some dry heads of achillea. What else do we have in here? Some caradonna, which is looking very sorry for itself. Again, slugs and snails. Some strawberries, gooseberries, more verbena, more achillea and aster. Some nepeta or cut mint there, and I do have some feverfew there at the back, which kind of just self-seeded itself. So I will again try to harvest the seed and just let it grow there and self-seed, because it's an amazing plant, and I actually use it for my headaches. I've read somewhere that having 1 leaf a day actually for about 2 months, it helps with the headaches, and ever since I started, I actually don't think I had a migraine since then, because I was suffering with quite bad migraines. I can't remember what else I had in here. I had some Veronicastrum. This one, so they had lovely white spikes earlier, and I'm waiting for next year to flower for these. Carnus, which has nice white flowers as well that are just going over. Nice leaves. This just grows like crazy, and we have this rumbling rose here, which is pink, and it just flushes all pink for like a week or two at the beginning of summer, and then it's over. But it's worth it. It's really really nice plant. More hydrangeas here. Again, the pink one. There it is. Anyways, caught red-handed. A lot of bee balm, a lot of aster, obviously. Peony in a corner, which doesn't really bloom. So I think when they planted the garden, they just put it too deep, because another tip: peonies should not be actually planted very deep. They won't flower that well. Some kind of dog rose again there, really really nice. And this lovely acer tree, which is so beautiful in autumn. It's literally like a fire, so it started to turn reddish already, but it will be yellow, it will be orange, it will be red, and the leaves stay on it for quite a long time, and they dry out. It looks so pretty. So yeah, I'm not touching that again. I used to prune it. I decided I won't this year, because I definitely want to use the foliage. It's so beautiful. The shape is amazing, and it lasts for a very long time as well in water. This is Jasminum nudiflorum, so this is like a winter jasmine, which is yellow color. Again, nice foliage, and the flowers will be nice as well. Something wrong with my camera here. And more ivy there. Right, I think that's it for now. If I think of anything else, I will let you know. Yeah, so this was my back garden. I'm also planning on using the front garden, which I might show you another time. There's not much to see actually, but I'm planning on turning it into a nice growing space. Otherwise it's just kind of wasted. Yeah, so this video is becoming quite long, but I wanted to show you what I'm working with here, so you have an idea, and hopefully you'll stay on this journey with me. Thank you very much for watching, and I wish you a lovely day, and I'll see you in another video then. Thank you, bye bye. Look at these guys. I just got too tired. Feather and Biggie's here with me as well. See, bye bye. Bye guys, bye bye.